What's going on, guys? It's Argon657 here. Today I bring you another Pokemon Ultra Sun Ultra Moon Wi-Fi battle against the YouTuber Mercury VGC. His channel's in the description below. So we have an overused tier battle, and I'm using the Side Spam team that's been pretty popular on Showdown. But yeah, that was a few weeks ago, but I don't know if it's still that good now. But this is actually probably one of the first times that I use this team on Wi-Fi. So I'm going to lead off with my Landorus, and he's going to lead off with his Garchomp. And he can't really do anything to my Landorus because Garchomp usually are physical based. Although they can run Fire Blast sometimes, but it really doesn't matter. But he's going to go straight into his Tapu Fini. And I am going to go for the Stealth Rocks just because I need to put as much pressure on his team as possible. And I'm pretty sure this Tapu Fini likely can carry Defog, but he is going to actually switch out into his Landorus, predicting me to go into my Magearna. So that was actually a pretty good play on his part, in my opinion. Because Magearna, I can't really do anything to Landorus. Well, it can, but it'll take heavy damage from the Earthquake. So I'm gonna have to be forced to switch out. I'm gonna have to go back into my Landorus, my own Landorus, and I'm going to get the Intimidate off because I was predicting the Earthquake. So I figured he would want to go for the knockoff or something. But that's fine. But he gets rid of my Rocky Helmet. I still am very wary of the Hidden Power Ice, but he's most likely going to switch out. So I'm actually going to go for the U-turn because I know that he's most likely going to go into his Tapu Fini to try to get the Defog out. So what I'm going to do is U-turn, like I just said, and I'm going to go into my, I think my Tapu Lele, yeah. My Tapu Lele, because I need to put as much offensive pressure. If I can keep that offensive pressure up, I could prevent him from defogging halves away. Because he's switching in and out constantly, and I've noticed that. So, yeah, it'll be beneficial for me because it'll be a lot easier for my Pokemon to take out his Pokemon. So I'm going to expect him to want to switch out, so I'm going to go for the Calm Mind. And this is actually the Psychium Z Tapu Lele, but you don't typically see stall teams on Wi-Fi to save live Chansey, Clefable, Toxapex, none of that stuff. I mean, on Wi-Fi, you usually see them on Showdown and stuff. So he's going to end up switching out into his Tapu Fini, thinking that he's going to take the Moonblast. But I am at +1, so I am actually going to be able to knock out this Tapu Fini. I'm pretty sure this is more of a defensive Tapu Fini, because otherwise, he would have been able to possibly live the Moonblast. So I'm going to have to switch out because I'm actually fearing the Sucker Punch from the Tapu Lele, not the Tapu Lele, the Mawile. And I'm going to go to my Landorus, expecting him to maybe want to go for a Sucker Punch. But he's also going to make a good play and go for the Play Rough. So, and it actually turns out, and I didn't know this at the time, that he does not have Sucker Punch. I think he does. I don't think he has Sucker Punch. So, yeah, so he's going to go for the Play Rough. And if he did go for the Sucker Punch, he would have went for it anyway. So, the fact that he switched out tells me he definitely does not have Sucker Punch. So, he's going to go to his Landorus, and I'm predicting him to switch out. And I'm going to go for the Hidden Power Ice. And it should do a decent amount, but based on this damage, I almost thought it was more of a specially defensive Landorus, but because sometimes Landorus can run some special defensive Bs just to take maybe 2 Hidden Power Ice. So I'm going to be able to take him out with the Hidden Power Ice, and he is going to go for the knockoff. And because my Landorus is so low, I could have saved it for later with the Garchomp. But I really could have actually saved this Landorus, but it's too low, and I really needed something to be fodder, because I was not sure what this Garchomp wanted to do. So now that I see he has the Stone Edge, I can actually go into my Kartana and I can go straight for the knockoff. Now, if he had went for the, like, maybe, the Outrage or something like that, I would have gone into Kartana or my Tapu Lele, actually, and gone for the Moonblast. Because, but I'm pretty sure he's not going to want to lock himself into Outreach this early, because he knows that I still have the Tapu Lele in the back. So I'm going to go for the knockoff, just get rid of his Choice Scarf, but he goes into his Cresselia. And I do get rid of the Rocky Helmet, so I'm pretty sure he had potentially 2 Rocky Helmet uses, being the Landers, because I didn't see any leftovers. Because it appeared more of a defensive set. So, the fact that he wasn't able to get up Stealth Rocks in this battle, it's going to make the battle a lot easier for me. So, he's going to end up going to his Porygon 2. Now, I was actually worried that he would go into his Garchomp, predicting the Volt Switch, because he still had a Ground type, and he would have been able to just pivot in. And I had no safe switch-ins to a Garchomp. But I went for the Volt Switch anyway, and luckily he goes into his Porygon 2. And I'm going to go back into my Tapu Lele just to get him to switch out, because I really need this Porygon 2 to be weakened, so that way I can take out the Porygon 2 very easily. So he's going to go into his Cresselia, and I am going to go for one Calm Mind, because I know he's going to switch out. And over here, this part is actually going to be sped up, because it was just literally me going for Calm Minds and him going for Moonlights and stuff like that. And sorry about the lag. So basically, this was a little bit of a stall fest, but the thing is that I can beat him 1v1 because he only has 8 Moonlights, and I have like 24 Moonblasts, so I could still beat him easily, and I could stall out his Moonlights. So I'm just going to go for the Moonblast here, doing about half to him. So I'm pretty sure that he's most likely going to go for the Moonlight. And eventually I'm going to get a critical hit though. So I'm not really too concerned. I'm just spamming Moonblast, and I'm just going to continue going for the Moonlight. And yeah, we'll just keep on... he's just keeping on setting up Calm Minds and going for Moonlights. But over here is where I get a critical hit. That kind of mattered because he would have been able to live the next Moonblast. So that was good that I took out the Cresselia. So now the that big threat is gone, because well, it wasn't necessarily a threat because I was able to stall out some of the Moonlights. I think I was able to stall out like maybe 6 or 7 of them. And maybe he had a couple of more Moonlights left. So I'm actually going to switch out because I don't want to take a Sucker Punch. And he's going to end up going for the Play Rough. So, wait a minute. I just said that he didn't have Sucker Punch because he switched out earlier on my Landorus. So, he's going to go to his Porygon 2. And I'm not 100% sure why he decided to go to Porygon 2 when he had a Garchomp in the back. But I guess he was afraid of me going for the Door Cannon, so I'm going to go for the Iron Head, and I'm going to go for the Volt Switch. So the problem is that his Porygon 2 has the Eviolite, and I'm going to go to my Kartana. And I'm really hoping that I could take a hit from the Porygon 2. Now the thing is that I kind of overestimated Porygon 2's special attack. I mean, then again, my Kartana has pitiful special defense, so the Ice Beam almost takes out my Kartana, but I'm able to live and go for the knockoff. Now, the only bad thing is that he still has the Garchomp with Choice Scarf. So the thing is, even if I go for the knockoff, he's still gonna have that Choice Scarf intact. So because of the what was it? The rough skin. So I expected him to go to his Garchomp, so I went for the Iron Head, just that way I could get some chip damage. So I'm gonna get a special attack raise, and he's gonna go into his Mawile over here, and I'm pretty sure this Mawile is most likely gonna, yeah, his Mawile is actually slower, so it turns out, and even though my Magearna is kind of slow, but I'm going to he's gonna finish me off with an Iron Head. He's automatically at +2 because of the huge power, so I actually didn't realize at the time that the trick room wore off a long time ago, so I went for the water shuriken for some reason. So he's gonna go for the protect, and I'm gonna go for the water shuriken. And luckily, I'm able to get a huge hit off with the water shuriken because I was able to hit 4 times. And I am choice spec, so it's going to do a decent amount. And he's going to go for the play rough. And if he had missed there, he would have still had a chance to win, but his maul wow would have been very weakened, though, if I hit, like, the water shuriken, like, 2 or 3 times. So I'm now going to go to my Tapu Lele because I know for sure that he does not have the sucker punch, and even if he did, he can't go for it because of the terrain. So I'm just going to take this chance to go for the Hidden Power Fire and just knock out the Mawile. And now his last Pokemon is the Garchomp, which is Choice Scarf. So I'm actually a bit worried that he may be able to sweep my entire team late game because I don't really have anything to take an Earthquake. So he's going to go for the Poison Jab. He's going to knock out my Tapu Lele, which is actually good for me because now I'll be able to live 1 hit with my Alakazam. My Kartana, however, will get knocked out by the rough skin, so he's still free to go for the Poison Jab. But I'm gonna go for the knockoff, and I completely forgot that the rough skin, if you get knocked out, it prevents the item from being knocked off. So I'm now gonna go into my last Pokemon, which is the Alakazam, and because he was locked into Poison Jab, and Poison Jab is unstab, and I'll be able to easily live 1. So I'll be able to pull off the 1-0 victory in my favor after taking him out with the Psychic. So yeah, that was a pretty good battle in my opinion. It came down pretty close. I mean, the CRESSELIA was actually a big problem. I was actually worried that he may have had the Toxic, because if he had the Toxic, he probably would have been able to stall out the rest of my team. But luckily he didn't. And guys, go check out his channel as well. He does make pretty good videos. He also uploaded his side of the battle against me. So yeah, so if you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to leave that comment below, content up to crush that like button, and subscribe to my channel, as it does help me out a lot. And yeah, I will see you guys later.